I'm Skyler and we're here at Skyler London, and I am so excited because we are going to be doing a Colour Metamorphose today. I've got my lovely model Yin, who's got amazing color hair. We're going to be bleaching the hair all over, lifting up the roots and lifting up some of the color on the end so we can get a really fresh palette. And then we're going to have a little bit of a look and see what kind of color we can do, look what our canvas is like, and make some good decisions, because you don't really know what it's going to be like when you lift up hair like this. Some of the pigment can react a bit different, especially with purples. It can sometimes go a bit green. So we're going to lift up the hair and see what choices that we have, and then make some decisions and hopefully create some rainbow hair, which will be really exciting. So I'm going to start lifting up the hair and we're going to see what we're going to get. So we're about to apply the bleach to Yin's hair. I'm going to be starting with a really nice gentle scalp oil. Now we do this with every single bleach that happens on the scalp, and what this is going to do is create a little bit of a protective layer, but it's not going to affect the actual bleach or the lift of the hair. But it's going to kind of act like, you know, an extra layer of sebum on the scalp, which is just the natural oil. It just makes the bleach a little bit more kinder to the scalp. So I've just finished applying our homemade scalp treatment to the scalp before I start the bleaching process. So I've applied that everywhere throughout the scalp, and now what I'm going to be doing is starting to apply the pre-lightener to the roots, lifting it up, and I'm going to start to watch my lift and see what I get. So working with this particular pre-lightener is amazing because the creamy texture makes it really easy to work with. I find that, you know, you're really able to get exact sort of application to the hair. It's also so much kinder to the hair as well. So the hair just looks, you know, just a lot better afterwards. So I'm just working on a hot cross section, and this is going to make it really easy to apply everything. And then I'm going to work on my 3/4, just making sure that I cover all areas of the hair. I'm working with really fine sections just to make sure I really get that pre-lightener everywhere. And you're also going to notice that I really air out the hair. So I'm going to make sure that all the sections are really open so I can allow that pre-lightener to oxidize, really grab the oxygen to make sure that the product is working at its best. So I've just completed lifting the roots. We're getting a beautiful lift. You can see as I'm just starting to sort of lift the pre-lightener off the roots, I can see that I'm getting a really nice lift, so I'm quite excited about that. I'm going to start to go through the roots again, make sure that I've double checked everywhere, and I'm also going to be just lifting up that mid-band a little bit. I can tell that the ends are going to lift really easy, so I might just actually lift the ends actually at the basin, so just to make sure that we're keeping the most condition that we can in the hair. So I'm going to go ahead and just start to go through that. I've just finished applying the pre-lightener to the mid-band area, and as you can see, this hair is lifting up so well. We are so lucky because look at that lift. That is just what you dream of. It's a little bit warm, but what I'm going to do is take a mixture of bleach and 20 vol, and we're just going to emulsify it through the ends because this pigment here is going to lift up really easy. So I'm just going to take Yin over now, and we're just going to emulsify it and watch the lift. So Yin is really nice and relaxed right now. It's the most relaxing scalp bleach she's ever had. And I'm so excited because the canvas is really lifting up really nice. And that's what you want with a Colour Metamorphose, is that we really want to have something really clean to work with. Now, I'm just putting a pre-lightener mixture and 20 through the mid-lengths and ends. And you can see that's really lifting up the hair really quickly. So that's perfect. So I'm going to continue to watch that. And this is the type of thing where we're really going to have to keep a close eye, because when it's ready, it's ready. And I don't want to have to put any chemical mixtures on the mid-lengths and ends that are unnecessary. So I'm really taking this through a step-by-step process to make sure I keep the integrity of the hair. I've just finished rinsing off Yin's hair, and you really want to make sure that you're rinsing off for a good 5 minutes to make sure you've got rid of all that pre-lightener on the hair. And what I'm going to be doing is putting my Smart Bond Step 2 on, and that's just going to be the Step 2 part of the treatment, because we put the Smart Bond originally in the pre-lightener, so now I've got to seal the hair and make sure it's perfect. So I'm going to go through in sections, apply the Smart Bond, and then I'm going to be using my Hydrate shampoo from Pureology. Okay, so we're at the wall dryer in the salon, which is just the coolest part of the salon. We're going to rough dry Yin's hair with these cool wall dryers. So I'm just going to start them off. We're going to dry, Yin's going to dry her hair herself. Okay, so Yin is all dry. She DIY dried everything, so that's really cool. And the lift is really good. So you can see right the way through, you know, her natural pigment lifted really, really well. The previous color lifted out quite nice. So we should have a really nice palette to work with. The only thing that I need to consider is actually the warmth going throughout the hair, so a little bit of warmth through the midband. So I've had a really nice creative time creating all these colors. Now what I've started is a progression from dark to light on the different types of colors, and I've used the paper to kind of organize it that way as well. So when I'm watching the purple, I'm watching the purple go into a little bit lighter purple, the pinks into lighter pinks, so I can see what that progression is going to be like. So what I'm going to do is start with the darker colors on the root and then progress into these sort of medium colors and then into something lighter. And then as I'm going through, I'm going to discuss the sectioning pattern and why I'm going to be applying the colors in those certain areas. All right, so I'm back with Yin, and I've just placed all the bowls on the trolleys. Basically, we have no bowls and no brushes left, pretty much. So we're going to start with that darker color on the root, progress into some of these other colors, and then we're going to finish with these. Now I'm going to be doing a little bit of a root application with that darker sort of purpley color, and we're going to be moving into something a little bit brighter and then fade into something a little bit more pastel. I'm going to be working with diagonal sections throughout the hair so I can get that really sort of smooth change from the color into something else. When I put it in diagonally, it's going to make the blend so much better, and it's going to make the color lay over each other in a much more blended way. So it'll make the final result a lot more beautiful, a lot more together, because we're using lots of different colors. We want to make sure that they're blending in well together. I've just completed a little bit of Vaseline around the hairline just to make sure that there's no staining onto the skin. I'm going to be applying my root color, and I have to be really careful about applying my root color because I really want to make sure that, you know, I'm just getting a little bit of depth on that root. I'm not looking to have like really long, deep roots or anything like that. And I want to have the ability to sort of really paint onto the hair as well, so it really blends together. Okay, so I've just finished applying my root color to Yin's hair. Now what I'm going to be doing is going through in diagonal sections and applying different flashes of different colors. So you're going to see me take sort of a mid-length sort of color here where it's going to be a medium depth, and then I'm going to go into something, maybe another color, and then maybe another pastel color. And because the color that I've used at the roots is a little bit more of a water-based pigment, it's going to make it much easier for the blending. So what I'm going to do is use my finger to just kind of give a little bit of the blend before I apply the next color. And I'm going to be using different sort of spatulas to help segment the hair throughout the process, maybe using a little bit of cling film to divide each color so we can keep it really precise. Okay, so I've just finished all of my sectioning pattern. You can see the colors overlapping. I think it's gonna look really cool. We've got some really nice pinks, aquamarines, corals, so it's gonna be really beautiful. I'm gonna let that develop for about 20 minutes, and the reason why I'm gonna do that is let the color really soak into the cuticle. That's gonna make it easier for me to rinse it out, because once the color absorbs, it's gonna make it easier so it doesn't actually run into the different colors, because I've done a really nice blend and I don't want it to sort of taint the lighter ends or anything like that. So I'm gonna wait for the 20 minutes and then wash it off. I've just taken Yin back to the basin and I'm going to be rinsing out all the pigment in the hair. I'm going to be shampooing with my Hydrate from Pureology because I love that shampoo. But before I do that, I'm going to be putting the Smart Bond treatment throughout the hair, leaving that on for 10 minutes, massaging it into the hair, and then shampooing and conditioning. And then we're going to dry and we get to see the whole finished look. Okay, so I've just finished washing off Yin's hair and it is looking amazing. So I'm so excited to dry off and then we're gonna style it. Have a look at it. How do you feel, Yin?
So excited.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really exciting. So we're gonna dry off and have a look. Okay, so we've completely finished with Yin's hair. It is so beautiful. If you loved watching this video, subscribe to our channel or also follow us on Instagram as well. Thank you for watching.